Sundays for the man. Got Sundays for the man. Sundays for the man. Got Sundays for the man. We're talking Sundays for the man. Got Sundays for the man. On Sundays for the man. Sundays for the man. You got Sundays for the man. Roxbury softball. Got Sundays for the man. On Sundays for the man. Sundays for the man. You got Sundays for the man. Sundays for the man.
Who was that?
Me.
Oh, you did a great job, Anthony. I wasn't even expecting it.
I was ready.
Because Bags is not here this evening. Welcome back. Sundays are for the men. Thursday edition here at the Mayor's Committee of Roxbury. It is July 11th. Happy birthday to my cousin Marianne, if she's out there listening. And speedy recovery to her husband, Mike Burns, who we hope is not out for the season. Sundays are for the men on a Thursday here. The boys just finished up eating some delicious boardwalk sandwiches, and we're ready to talk about the week that was and the week that will be in softball. You got Ricky here to my left. You have former mayor of Roxbury, Anthony Alaco.
Yep.
We have Zack Morano.
Yo, boss.
I was trying to think of something to say for him.
Yeah, you did it. You did a great job.
Oh, we have the Cobb Nest Monster, Cobby Cobberts, Kevin O'Brien.
Hello there.
We have Big Daddy Greg Gentile.
What's up?
And we have William Henry Trotter IV.
What's up?
Oh, God.
Please make it stop.
And we have no Bags here tonight because Bags, it's tough to get him out of the house on a weeknight. Although he's been pretty good coming, so I'm not really sure why he's not here.
Yeah.
There is that parade, so he couldn't. I don't think he could get
Cobb's here. Greg's here.
Oh, Cobb
Bags
got out
would
before.
have taken his bike here like a man.
He could have done that.
What does
You're
that
not
mean, a man?
I don't know.
A man without a license?
Yes. Yes, a man without a license.
wrong.
All right, so a lot's happened between our last podcast and today.
Even though it uploaded the other day.
Right, as far as gameplay. We have to go back to last Wednesday, 8 days ago, when we had a triple header. The Bombers and the Sharks, two of the top teams down here. A very highly anticipated matchup, and it did not live up to the hype. A 10-2 drubbing of the Bombers at the hands of the Sharks. Anthony, your thoughts on that game?
First of all, the spread was even in that game, and we were all on the Sharks, so we knew what was going to happen. We knew the Bombers were going to lose that game. I didn't think they were going to lose by 8 runs, but I will say that we all had a feeling that the Sharks were going to beat them because the Bombers have been struggling to have guys, and they were on a little bit of a slide at that point. So I'm not really surprised that they lost that game, to be honest.
Anyone else? I mean, it was, again, even. And
Even spread.
That's a pick 'em, yes?
That's a pick 'em.
Well, Bobby was definitely on the Bombers because he's a chode.
Well, he plays in the Bombers.
Majority of us were on the
Yeah,
Sharks.
I was
though.
on the Sharks.
Yeah, we were. They lose one game every year in the regular season to the Sharks, I feel like. That's like one of their 2 losses. They have one against the Sharks
And they got
one
it out of
against
the
the
way.
Corp. They got it out of the way.
10-2 Sharks. The second game, we have the spreads in front of us. Corp Shockers. I don't know what the spread was, but the Corp beat them 8-4, and I know the Shockers covered. And at that point, it's like,
I think it was like 8.5.
why are we?
It was 8.5.
It was 8.5.
I feel like the Shockers cover a lot.
They do.
The Shockers? I don't remember.
Well,
It was so fucking long ago.
Yeah, jeez.
they're athletic, they're young, and Shane Gresser is emerging into a rising star in the mound.
Ooh, a rising star. You hear that, Shane?
That's a hot take right there.
Anthony's totally going to take credit for your career, by the way.
Hey, I groomed him.
him pitching on the Flim when he was 17.
No, he
And
was,
we beat the Sharks. Oh.
it was Father's Day.
Listen, it was Father's Day. That's the
It's
thing.
Father's Day. It wasn't-
Sharks don't win on Father's
Sharks
Day.
don't win on Father's Day, even when they do.
But you're right. The Shockers are playing well. A lot of speed on that team. as
Yeah.
we'll get into when we talk about what's today?
Today's the 11th.
When we talk about Monday's games,
They're
we'll
kind
talk
of like
about
us.
the Shockers'
Even when we
speed.
lose, we always hang around. They always hang around.
They've been covering spreads.
Yeah,
and I
they're
haven't been
covering
on them.
spreads, and the lines are going to be adjusted accordingly. Vegas is taking notice.
But the Corp with another win, 8-4 over the Shockers. And then the game of the night, which sucked in the end, was Goons Bockers. And I have to say that at the Mayor's before we left, I guaranteed victory to several people, and I almost messied it and almost came through big time. We played a pretty solid game in the field. I'm talking about the Goons. We were out to a 5-2 lead into the 7th, and then
Sorry.
things went the wrong way.
As they tend to do.
You had people at the bottom of the Bocker lineup like Johnny Mengen and Veg ripping singles And then I don't know what's the other guy's name? Is he a Crossan, like a young like Tommy Crossan?
Tommy Crossan Jr.
He hit one hard. Gallagher hit one off my foot hard, and then all of a sudden the Bockers showed up, and then Gary Club ate Ross up with a line drive to right field, and that ended the game. They beat us 6-5 in walk-off fashion. Tough loss for the Goons. It would have been a nice morale boost. I think people finally would have stopped saying that we're worse than the Phlegm, even though we're still not. I don't care if the Phlegm beat the shorthanded Sharks. We'll get into that. But I still hold that we are better than the Phlegm, and that's going to stand up till they beat us. But were you guys watching that game?
Yes.
And your thoughts?
My thoughts is the Goons had their goon inning at the worst possible time.
I wouldn't really even call it a goon inning.
It was a goon inning. You gotta get one of those people at the bottom of the order out. I don't care.
I understand, but they hit. It wasn't like errors. We didn't make errors.
That play in right field was an error that lost the game.
Eh.
It was an error.
Eh.
That ball's got to be caught. It's a line drive. You catch that ball, the game's over.
I want to fucking die.
Well, Ricky kicked the ball away too. Remember?
Yeah, well, that was a hit hard.
Excuse me, Greg.
I'm just saying I wasn't there, but you just put yourself in there.
I did kick a ball, but it doesn't mean that it was an easy play to
Maybe you
make.
should stop watching women's soccer.
I will for 4 years, and then I'll watch it again.
Fair.
Just like every other American.
I'm just saying. No, most of them were hits. But I feel like you guys just had that inning where everything just goes wrong. It's not. I'm not saying it's your fault. It's just.
And it happened at the worst possible time.
And it happened in the worst possible time. They turned the lineup over, and then Gary Clubs cleared the bases. And
Fucking Bowl Clubs.
fucking Clubs.
Gary Bowl Clubs was getting after it at Bend in the Sand.
Gary Clubs gets after it almost every day. I've never seen that guy not get after it.
Oh, God.
Every time I see that guy, he's hanging and banging.
So that was last Wednesday. The last Thursday was the 4th of July, Independence Day, a lovely day. The day after that was the Friday. No games for fireworks night. Many people complained about that, the fact that there were games scheduled in the first place, so I'm sure that mistake won't be made again. Although I would have played on that Friday.
I would have played on that Friday, too.
We have families, and we like to watch the fireworks.
Fireworks are a waste of money.
I get it.
Heard here
Jesus
first.
Christ.
I get it from, like, if you have kids, I get it. But I don't have kids, so
Me neither. That's why I would have played.
me too.
Anyway, we go back to last Sunday. The 10 o'clock game, Shockers Phlegms. Zachary, I'm going to bring you in on this one. Did you play in that game?
No.
Oh, God.
I was.
Were you
on
at
my-
that game?
I didn't move from my couch all Sunday.
Yeah, I left Roxbury immediately when I woke up
Yep.
and did not show my
I,
face down here at all.
I did not move.
Anyway, Shockers 13, Phlegm 5 at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Was anyone here? Did anyone see the game?
Wait, what day was Sunday?
No? Sunday was last Sunday.
Oh, the 7th.
Did I work that day?
You did.
I can't even remember what happened
Yeah, then
yesterday.
I really didn't get to watch the games. I was working.
Who cares?
It was the 10 a.m. game. You were
Day after
you
band in
definitely
the
were
sands a
outside.
little,
I think I was
little blurry.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of. That was
That
kind
was
of
the game. The women's soccer game was on then, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
honestly, I think the spread was only like 4.5, 5.5. I thought the Phlegms would keep it a little more close, but
They did not.
They
It was,
honestly,
it was 4.5.
yeah.
Well,
So
they didn't cover.
Phlegms have been, yeah, but they did beat the Sharks. So
Who did I pick in that game, Bill? Do you know offhand?
You picked the Shockers.
Yeah, baby.
Double A pick the Phlegm.
Castaways Corp
yeah,
at
the rest of us picked the
11:30.
Shockers.
Kind of a litmus test for the Castaways, and they did not pass it, losing to the Corp 12-6. Anthony, what happened?
what happened? They Corp hit. We didn't hit. We made a couple timely errors in the field that didn't help. A fly ball in right field was dropped that really hurt us.
Who dropped it?
Was that the same? Was that PJ? Did he drop that?
That was-
yeah,
yeah,
PJ
that was
dropped the
PJ.
big fly ball in right field that cost us like 3 runs, and then there was a couple little plays. It wasn't really that bad defensively. It was more just they hit and we didn't hit.
Yeah.
You know, we needed to score like 10 runs to win that game and not make errors, and we scored 6 and we did make errors. So they were the better team, and they won.
I think if we made a few less errors, we would have been right there with them the whole time.
Isn't that what he just said?
All right, John Madden.
That's like the object of the game.
I think if we would have scored a couple more, we would have been right in it.
No, but Trotter is right. You know, we just
win the game.
we didn't play a good enough game to beat a
I'll
team.
tell
of
you,
that
they don't march
caliber.
down the field and score a touchdown. They're not going to score.
Listen, if you score more runs than the other team, you're probably going to win.
Most times.
A flute with no holes isn't a flute.
This is why I do the computer stuff and I'm quiet.
His name's Billy Trotter. Fucking dweeb. I love you, Bill. Okay.
But Billy has been on a hitting streak lately.
Yeah, we'll get into that later because I don't want to talk to him right now. And you guys played yesterday, so we have to talk about that. We have to circle back to it anyway. 1 o'clock game, Bombers, Bush Leaguers. What was the spread on this one, Bill?
Oh, give me half a second.
You can
half a second.
done.
-2.5.
Ooh, baby.
Bombers
I
minus 2.5.
I know. I picked the Bush Leaguers, right?
Me too.
No, you picked the Bombers.
We lost that one, right?
I picked the Bush
Yeah, it
Leaguers.
was like 2-1 or something, wasn't it?
Double A.
4-3. The
4-3.
Bombers edge out the Bush Leaguers, which means, damn it.
My dad had to play,
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, what? I mean,
which is terrifying.
the Bombers keep winning games for the most part, but is it all just mental with the teams playing them? Because the product they're putting on the field, they shouldn't be winning at the clip that they're winning. Like,
Grind
why
it
are they
out.
still winning?
Also, there was a play in that
10%.
game that's pretty controversial also.
What was it?
That Jerry Rodman was talking about at the Mayor's on Sunday. It was the 7th inning. The Bush Leaguers did not take a runner. Austin got a hit, got to first, made it to second on like an overthrow. Like I think they threw it over the fence. He called for a runner. Walter said, "You went to second base. You can't get a runner." But
Fact.
no, but the rule, Jerry was telling me that's not the rule because it wasn't like he advanced to second on his own. It was because it was an overthrow and that he was given the base that
Right,
technically he could
it was
take
a
a runner.
free pass,
And
yeah.
and technically you can get an injury runner at any base. So he could just say he was injured and you can get a runner. It's Bush League. Don't get me wrong.
Pun intended.
No, I'm just saying it's Bush League to take a runner there, but technically the rules allow you to take a runner there, and they didn't, and he never scored. So that kind of changed the whole dynamic.
Would a faster runner have scored? Was there opportunity to score? Was there like
I'm
a
not
hit?
really, I'm not really sure, but maybe on a fly ball he could have moved tagged from second to third.
Yeah.
If there was, I don't think there was any outs. I think he led off with a double and didn't score. So
Well, for anyone in the know that's listening, fix that.
yeah. So technically, if you want to take an injury runner, even though it's frowned upon, I guess Jerry Rodman was saying you can do it. So I didn't know that. As a manager, I should know that too, and I didn't even know that.
Well, now you know.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bombers win 4-3. So that's that. And then we move on to Monday. And these games I was here for. Now, you had Sharks at Phlegm. Bill, do you have the spread on this one offhand from Monday night?
12.5.
Sharks -12.5.
Sharks minus 12.5. Now, Anthony, we were talking that night once we saw the Sharks lineup that had we known this was going to happen, we would have moved the spread.
Oh yeah, it would have been like 5.5.
Who was not there for the Sharks? Their best player, wait for it, Hendo.
True.
Fact.
Their second best player, Craig.
True.
That's not a slight to Craig. Hendo's been out of his mind this
I
year.
don't think Nigel was there.
Phelan wasn't there. I don't think Nigel was there.
Nigel?
But Phelan wasn't there. No Hendo. No Craig.
No Mike O'Brien.
O'Brien wasn't there. Ray wasn't there.
Oh God.
That's a huge loss for
Bad
them.
Ray didn't play.
yeah, they were missing.
and,
they were missing like their top of the order.
But you know what? You got to play the team that shows up, and the Phlegm did just that.
Yeah.
And Murphy pitched a hell of a game, and the Phlegm win their first game of the season, 7-4. Now, Zach, you also were not there.
I was still on my couch.
You are some teammate.
Oh my God.
Hey man, you get older, you get bad hangovers for days.
So the Phlegm beat the Sharks, who at that were they undefeated? Oh no, I'm sorry, they lost one game already.
They lost to the Bush Leaguers.
Okay, so a rare loss for the Sharks so far this year, but without their their pitcher, who's arguably the best in the league, and
I don't think I've ever seen Craig miss a softball game.
one of their outfielders who's just been hitting every single thing thrown to him. And Hendo, what's Hendo's real name?
Who cares?
Steven Henderson.
Steve Henderson. I almost said Dave.
Yeah, he's good.
That would have been wrong.
He
But
ropes.
wow, what a season he's having. So they don't show up. A couple of big guys in the middle of that Shark lineup don't show up, and the Phlegm get them 7-4. And then the Shockers and Goons went after it at 9:30, and the Shockers went up early. Yes, Craig?
I'm
Greg?
just saying, shock the world.
Oh, well, fuck you. The Goons actually took the lead when I hit a ball down the line, and it evaded the left fielder. We didn't know it at the time. It was the last runs we'd score all night. The Shockers came back in the bottom of the inning, took the lead, tacked on a couple more runs, and there were just some calls in this game. What's that umpire's name?
Oh, I heard of it.
Is it fucking like Andy or something stupid?
It's
Ed.
numbnuts.
Ed.
It's not Ed.
It's numbnuts.
It's
Mitch.
Cumstein.
It's definitely Mitch. No, because there's an actual Mitch that umpires down here. It
I
wasn't
thought
Mitch.
his name was Ed, but I could be wrong.
He had a bad night.
Yeah, he got
Going both
Definitely
ways.
Ed. Zack.
He rang me up on an inside pitch to strike out looking.
It was bad.
I don't know what the guy was looking. I don't know what he was looking at.
I was behind the plate. It was very inside.
I hadn't struck out in years.
It
And the
did
guy
hit-
cost me fucking $40.
It did hit the line, but it was probably about a foot inside.
Hey, Rick, don't you owe me $30
For
still?
was
the record,
inside.
what Ricky is really upset about is losing $40 and not that he struck out.
Well, I was also upset that I struck out. Like, if I'm going to strike out, okay, throw a strike and I'll strike out. But, man, it wasn't even close. And then I thought we had a ball that was ripped down the line that was fair that he called foul. You
Yeah.
also concurred on that one.
I think that was a fair ball.
And then it comes down to maybe the weirdest play of the evening. After I had hit that ball and ended up on third, we got a chopper flying overhead, if you can't hear it. It's the Heroes Parade coming down at the Breezy.
Passing us as we speak.
We have the Heroes passing us by. Hats off to them, to the Heroes. Making their way down to Breezy Point. I was on third base. We were up a run. I think we were up 2 runs. Jimmy Durante Sr. rips a ball up the middle, and which is the Espo that plays for the Shockers? Billy?
Billy Espo Jr.
Billy Espo throws the ball to first, and I know we disagree on this one,
We
but
disagree on this call.
oof, I
I think he was
stake
dead.
my life on it that Jimmy. First of all, Jimmy's nursing a bum knee, so he's busting it down to first, and I think that's the reason he got so mad. The fact that he busted it while he's hurt and he got called out on a play from the outfield. I thought he was safe. I thought that. I know we were talking the other night about how there's a whole myth about how the tie goes to the runner. That's like it's not true. It doesn't exist.
Do you think it was?
I don't think he tied. I think he beat it.
No, I'm not saying that. Do you think it's Bush League that he tried to throw him out from the outfield?
Well, I can't say that I wouldn't do the same
Would you
thing.
do that?
Like if you have the opportunity to.
In a one-run game, late in the game, you got a guy you know that's banged up, who's older, and you gotta make that. You gotta take that shot from the outfield.
First of all, people were mad at them for that. I was not mad.
People on your team were mad about
I
that.
wasn't mad about
I'm
that.
saying, not you particularly, but
I'm
they
saying,
were
like,
people.
If someone on my team threw a guy out at first in the outfield, I would celebrate. I don't care who it is. But I wasn't like the Shockers kind of like one of the Shockers was on second base and he turned to me and I don't know who the kid was. And he turned to me and said, "If there's a brawl, don't come after me." First of all, I'm the smallest kid in the world. Second of all, I was like,
no, there's that other guy in Long
Scary
Island.
Rick Diffenday.
what brawl? What? No one's brawling. We're like grown men. You guys are like, you're basically kids. We're not fighting over this. Like, I wasn't mad at them for that. I wasn't going to fight anybody. It was upsetting. I thought that the umpire missed the call, and he missed a couple other ones.
It was
Then
it was close.
A play with Ross at second base on a force where the Shockers clearly got him out and then dropped the ball in the exchange. But the umpire runs out there and says safe. He dropped the ball. The Shockers argue, and he changes the call to out.
Oh, see, I hate that shit. Just,
So he
just
made
stick-
he
just
made
stick
a
with the call.
terrible call against us
But
in our favor, and then changed it.
yeah, I hate the change. Just if you're gonna make a shitty
Wanna
call,
hear my
stick by
theory?
it.
Yeah, just
Just-
own it.
just
My
don't
theory
just
was
say,
that's the
was call.
he wanted to give you guys a makeup call, and then everyone argued it, and then he heard the guys talking behind the dugout, the older guys talking about it, and I think he caved like the Bills in the Super Bowl, and then changed his call, which can't happen. You
No,
make
it
a
can't
call-
happen.
Just
was
stick by it.
He made the wrong call because he was out, but if you make the call, you can't change the call because
Yeah.
people argue it.
As bad as it is, you got to stick by it. You
I
got to live
agree.
with it then.
Yeah.
Agree 100%. Even if it goes against me, you make a call, you got to stick with the call.
So
You cannot be like, you can't let people on the field influence how you call the game. That's not okay, and it's a problem in this league. It happens way too much. Way too much.
it's like, who's making the calls? Are the guys on the bench screaming the call, making the call, or is the umpire going to make
Exactly.
the call?
And
you're right. Every game, I feel like it happens.
every game it happens, and a lot of it has to do with
Who's arguing?
umpires anticipating who's supposed to win, and they make calls based on that anticipation, and it's wrong. And honestly, I think we really need to.
We're dropping hard facts here.
We
and I
really
like it.
need to get we need to get new umpires. We need to find new umpires. I know it's not easy. I know it's hard, but we're at that point now where we need to something has to give. The
Like,
league's way too competitive.
You
now.
need fresh eyes.
We need fresh
Yeah.
eyes. You gotta mix it up a little bit. If that means we gotta pay a little bit more money, I'm okay
Right.
with that.
And this is not a
yeah.
slight to these people as people.
No, it's just you get too
you get
comfortable,
comfortable, yeah.
and you know the league. You get familiar with it. It affects how you call the game, and that's just how it goes.
And then certain people argue, so you back off.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
there's certain people in the league that intimidate or the umpires are afraid of, and they always give in to them.
I got to tell you though, the other night, if it was not that umpire, I'd say at least 1 or 2 people get kicked out of that game.
Yeah,
for arguing.
if Joe was umpiring, you had like 2 or 3 people out.
I probably would have got kicked out.
Yeah, you would have got kicked out. Durante would have got kicked out definitely. He was like in the umpire's face.
Oh man.
Yelling.
He was mad.
Yeah, and that understandably, but he's lucky he didn't get run. That's for sure. And
So are we, because we had nobody on the bench, so that was nice that nobody got kicked out. So we lose that game 8-5 to the Shockers, and then we move to yesterday's games. Pretty good game, actually, at 8 o'clock. Bockers, Bombers. I don't know, what was the spread? 5.5 on this one, I think?
yeah,
Or 6.5?
I think it was 6.5.
6.5.
6.5, and the Bockers did cover. They lost to the Bombers 5-2.
But they covered.
There's actually another play in this game where I think Harry made a nice play, or someone flipped it to Walter, or it was a nice play at first. And, I mean, I think what Joe was umpiring, right? Totally just missed the call. Missed it totally.
Yeah, he was out
Everyone
by-
there saw it.
He was out by a step.
Everyone saw it.
That was not even close. That call. Unlike
It's
the call
crazy.
the other night, that call wasn't even close. At first base.
That's where we started talking about the whole myth of the tie goes to the runner, which doesn't exist.
There was a call in our game too. The same thing happened.
Oh, yeah.
With
That
Mike
was-
Espo made a nice play.
Same
Both
thing.
Espos.
Same thing happened. The guy was out. He was out at first base.
He was
and,
out. He was out.
And again,
He even said he was out.
I think we were up. What was it?
Yeah,
Were we up
yeah,
9-0
that
at that
was a
point?
gimme
So
call.
it was
They
kind
were-
of a gimme.
Yeah, but you know what?
But
the score
still,
should
but, like,
make the
that
right call
shouldn't-
regardless of the fucking
You're
score.
100%
no, they're
right.
human beings. They're gonna
You're
miss
100%
calls.
right.
I understand that. They're not perfect. They're gonna miss calls, but
We need replay down here.
But that one.
We need a scoreboard that works.
I think the
We
call.
just need someone to work the scoreboard.
I think the call in their game at first base was worse than the call in our game.
Oh really?
I think it was.
Ours was
Under the
bad.
circumstances, it was much worse.
The-
we really could have used that.
The stands
No,
were
not
screaming
even-
at Joe in our game.
Yeah, who cares?
Like
I thought it was hilarious.
Didn't
Well,
matter.
before we get to your game, Bombers 5, Bockers 2. So the Bockers cover. I was waiting all game for the Bockers bats to show up like they did against us. They did not.
Walter pitched well.
Walter pitched well.
It was a pitcher's night. It was a pitcher's night. The wind was
Oh my
blowing
God,
in.
it was nice.
It was a pitcher's night.
You know, the Bombers had a few more guys yesterday. Emmett played a good game
Emmett's good.
out in right field. He's fast as hell.
I had Johnson. He's pretty good.
Johnson had a good game at short. Conklin's nice to have back. He wasn't playing early in the year for him. He's nice to have back. He's,
He's
a
a
good
vacuum
player.
out there. in the
He's a
outfield.
good player out there. He definitely makes Timmy Monahan look much better in the outfield.
It's good to have Harry at first too. He's a very underrated first baseman.
He is, and you know that he hates playing the outfield
Yeah.
at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
Harry's been wanting to retire for the past, I think, 14 years.
But he'll play first base. He'll be okay with it.
He's still pretty agile out there, though.
He's always been a big, agile guy. You should see him on skates. He's a nightmare for opposing
Who I was
teams.
talking to? Someone said the same
Batting
thing.
down.
He's fantastic.
He's fast.
Throw that booty around.
But, so the Bombers win 5-2. Solid Bomber victory over a pretty good Bocker team. And then the Castaways trying to get off the schneid do just that,
Finally.
defeating the Phlegm 11-1. But let's talk bright spots for the Phlegm because we have one of them sitting to my left. It's funny. Mike Burns for the Castaways is injured, so I'm standing next to him in the Castaway dugout watching the game. And Zack comes up for the first time. I'm like, yo, Zach's been a hitting machine. Bam. Up the middle. Second at bat. Bam. Up the middle. Zach, what do you attribute this to?
Technique.
It was those 2 days on the couch.
Just
Honestly,
give me
though-
some fucking playing time and see what happens.
Honestly, though, if I
Jesus
think
Christ.
back to like when we were kids playing Little League, you were always a hitter. Like you could always
What was
hit.
it? I can hit the ball. I don't think I've ever struck out down here ever.
Well,
I did once looking.
Shut up.
That was it. But
Yeah, Zach's a solid singles hitter.
I'm not scared of the high arc. I know how to hit it. You know?
Speaking of
I know how to make
striking out, you
contact.
see Trotter swing last night? Oh my God.
He got up the first time, hit it fucking right into left field.
We do. We got to
you
get
know?
on Billy a little bit. He did continue his hitting streak that you alluded to before. So Billy's been hitting, but then your next two at bats left something to be desired.
Horrible.
I'll tell you why.
They were not good.
You made your manager very upset by swinging at a 3-1 pitch.
Oh yeah.
Although it worked out because one of the
No, it didn't
Chicago's
work
dropped
out.
it.
Did not
and-
work
and
out.
Billy
He
ended up on
He
base.
flew out to the infielder.
The Chicago's didn't have a great night, by the
He
way.
didn't catch
Oh,
the ball.
speaking of Matt Chicago,
Matt Chicago
Is his, butt hurt
looked like he
still, or-
bruised his hip and his butt all in one play and then marched directly into the dugout like Victor Zambrano
it
throwing a
looks like he
curveball.
thought the game was going to be close, and then it got out of hand, and he got upset, and he took himself out.
He
That's
threw
what
a
really
ball
happened.
harder than Mike Dumig ever threw a ball and then marched directly into the dugout.
That's what happened.
and then he was rubbing his shoulders. So.
That thing was a rope.
Some
Yeah.
people don't know. How
Disgusting.
to,
A
some
rope on
people
the ground.
don't know how to lose. He doesn't know how to lose. He's a nice kid. I like him. He doesn't know how to
Didn't
lose.
know what you were getting into when
on the
you.
wrong team.
I wanted to play with my brother in my last season.
He'll be here next season.
Anyway, So Zack had a great game. Most of the phlegm did not.
Didn't even talk about Trotter's next episode.
Trotter, you struck out swinging.
Yeah.
Struck out swinging. That was
then
bad.
the
You
guy,
also head first slid for the first time in your career.
Oh, that was terrifying and scary and
It was more like a fall.
Murphy
over.
also walked 3 guys in a row.
And then Trotter swung at the first pitch.
Trotter swung at the first pitch.
And it was way inside
And it
too.
was a ball.
It was I was very excited. I wanted to make something happen with the with the bases loaded, and I got my own head and I struck out. Penis. Yeah, pretty much.
You are a penis.
I gotta just go up there, calm down, play the game.
Yeah, maybe take a pitch.
Work
Work the count a little.
Yeah, I gotta be
I
patient.
mean, the guy walked 3 batters in a row.
Yeah, he wasn't. Maybe take one pitch.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're 100% right.
Yeah,
Hashtag Billy fucked up.
it's all right.
Let's make it trending.
Fuck you.
But I was a little surprised that the Flems didn't give us more of a game. I thought it was they usually play us a little tougher than that.
Well, I picked the Castaways. So
I'm
I
gonna
was
put
happy
it all
with
on
that.
Mike Naz. He was getting him up there. and
Mike Naz-
Hey,
some of
that
these-
could have been
some of these guys,
the best pitch
you know.
game I saw from him with the Castaways.
I agree 100%.
He was chucking.
He was on
He
fire.
was chucking last night.
He's got to
He
do
was
that
chucking.
against teams like the Bombers and the Sharks and the Corps.
Yeah.
But if he can pitch like that, like the vintage Mike Now's,
I just knew from when he was
only-
warming up in the first inning, I was like, oh boy.
The only thing that he gets in a little bit of trouble with sometimes is walks.
yeah, and he didn't last
And he
night.
didn't. He was throwing strikes last night. If he's throwing strikes and he's getting it up there, he's one of the best pitchers in the league. We all know that.
Absolutely.
If he can,
a
that's the
cop.
only thing that he's only had a little trouble with. Sometimes he
He's a
gets
cop.
a little walk happy
I'm not a
because he doesn't give in. He never gives in. He won't throw you a flat pitch.
He's not a cop.
He was throwing some flat just to get the game
He's a
going.
cop.
He's a cop.
Yeah, we were up like 10 at that point.
Yeah,
you know.
just to move it along. He wanted to go to bed.
Castaways 11, Flem 1.
Connor
Final
made
score.
a second game too, and he's gonna make 6 as of now. So I'm
Good.
happy about that.
Good.
I don't know. I was sitting behind the catcher yesterday, and his father said he's probably only going to make one more game.
Then Jen Espo said he's gonna make 6. So I don't know. Maybe
I think I believe Jen.
Joe, the umpire, was like, "Oh, is that your son?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know he played on the team." He's like, "Yeah, he only made 1 game, and he's probably only going to make 1 more."
And he struck out.
he made 2. He's got 2 now.
Yeah, right.
Hey, he's a good
And he's
shortstop.
coming Sunday,
He's a good
3.
fielder.
I'm hopeful.
Just saying, that's what I heard. So from his father.
We'll see what happens.
Whatever.
Well, good luck to that. I hope you guys get him for the.
Yeah, we have a
round
pretty good
robin.
shortstop right now.
So
No,
that,
I'm not even. He won't even. I don't think he'll play shortstop for us in the playoffs.
That-
I'm sticking with O'Shea. Come on,
Shay's been playing pretty good shortstop. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
he's our soldier. We gotta ride with
Yeah,
him.
he is a soldier.
he's all over the goddamn field over there.
Those big ass thighs.
By the way, Matt Perone also owes like 10 cases.
Matt
Oh my
Perone
God.
is hilarious.
He says every game, I'm feeling dangerous today.
He's
That's
so
what he
ridiculous.
says every game.
He is dangerous with his wallet too.
Yeah, he said we have to go to Connolly. He said if we go to Connolly's, we're all gonna drink for free.
He got up 4 times last night, fouled off the first pitch, all 4 at bats.
Yeah.
He ate up juice with a hard line drive though for a home run.
Yeah.
It was a
And
single with
then
an error.
and then Murphy ate him up when he had the 3rd strike on him, and then he
Yes.
skyboxed it, and then
He said he
totally
wasn't
missed it.
expecting Murphy to throw the highest pitch he's ever seen in his life. So Perone, he's a character. He's a character to have around.
Yeah, he's a good player though.
That was the week that was. Let's flash forward to tomorrow. It is Friday, and we have a good game at 8 o'clock. Bush Leaguers at Shockers. We need a spread on this, Anthony.
3.5. Bush League is minus 3.5.
Bush Leaguers minus 3.5 at
Leaguers Shockers?
Shockers.
Ooh.
Bush Leaguers minus 3.5 at Shockers. I'm going to go first. I said I was going to do it. I'm picking the Shockers to cover. They've been doing a lot of covering lately, so Shockers. Anthony?
Bush Leaguers haven't really been an offensive juggernaut this year. Shane's been pitching well. I think the Bush Leaguers will win, but I think the Shockers will keep it close. I'm going the Shockers plus 3.5.
Zeke?
I'm going Bush Leaguers.
Kevin?
Shockers 3.5.
Bush Leakers.
Lock it in.
Mr. Trotter.
William H. Trotter the fourth.
Shock the world, shock your girl.
Oh, shock the world, shock the girl.
You ain't shocking
You
shit.
sick bastard.
Shock your pillow.
That's somebody's daughter.
Good.
Shock the hole in your wall, maybe.
Yeah, well,
On your mattress.
it ain't got to shock itself.
Make a cum blast!
That couldn't have been any louder.
Nah, you could have been. All right, so we have to get picks from Bags, from Bobby, from O'Shea. So
Yeah.
that's Bush Leaguers minus 3.5 at Shockers tomorrow night. A lot of people on the Shockers to cover. We'll see what the Bush Leaguers have to say about that. And then the 9:30 game, Goons at Sharks. For all the misery we've experienced recently and tough losses, the Goons have covered 2 spreads in a row. Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure that the Sharks, having lost to the Phlegm, are going to be out for blood with their entire A squad, and I don't care what the spread. What's the spread?
8.5.
I'm going to take the Sharks.
I'm gonna take the Goons plus 8.5.
Goons.
Oh my God. Gabby.
Goons.
I'm going to take the Goons because I'm worried the Sharks are going to be playing in Breezy.
Sharks. Sorry, I didn't go fast enough for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We should have our whole team there, but I feel like the Sharks are probably not happy about the other night.
No, I think they're gonna win. I just think they'll win by 7.
Or 42.
Or 8.
Hey.
You guys are also in playing 2 close games. You guys are also
We'll
due
see.
for a blowout. So
Well,
I feel like the train's gonna come off the track soon if this keeps up. You know,
I
someone's.
got faith in the Goons, all right?
I do too. That's why I picked them.
this is the Goons theme music for this season.
You've lost 2 heartbreaking games in a row.
Gary Boat Clubs rips one to right field. Game over. Jimmy Durante thrown out from left center at first base.
Right center.
Right center. Game over.
He was out though.
We're 1-8.
But we
1-8 or 1-9? I don't know.
1-8, I think.
Does it matter?
It matters a little bit. Fuck you. Okay.
Tied for last place.
When the Phlegm are 2-14 and the Goons are 1-15, well, I'll slap you. Open hand.
That's fine. Zach does it all the time. I'm basically immune to it. All right, so that's tomorrow night's games. And then this Sunday, we got 3 games on the docket. You have the 10 a.m. Phlegm at Corp. We also need a spread for this one, Am.
14.5.
Oh, God. You're doing one of those.
It's it's one of those. Corp have been hot. You gotta they're rolling right now. Phlegm, I don't know. I thought the Phlegm were gonna be competitive again. They beat the Sharks, and then they kind of went uncompetitive against us. They started making subs and everything. So I don't know what kind.
All right, so Phlegm plus 14.5 at Corp. Anthony, who do you got?
Corporation.
Zach?
Gonna go with the Corp. We don't do good 10 a.m. games.
Cobby?
Take the Corp as well.
Greg?
Corp in 4 innings.
It has to go 5.
No, it doesn't.
Billy?
I'm also taking the Corp. There's a fucking surprise.
Greg loses if it's not 4 days.
No, nothing strange about this. I'm also taking the Corp.
So we're all taking the Corp to run roll the Phlegm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I feel the same way.
So
Going 3 for 3 though.
So make sure you get here at 10 a.m. because if you get here by 10:30, the game will be over.
In 4 innings.
Game 2 could be game of the week. Shockers at Bockers. What is the spread?
Bockers minus 2.5.
Zach, you start it.
Oh, boy.
Oh God.
Shockers. Covey.
The Bo cares.
The what?
Bo cares.
I think he's.
Oh, Gary Boat Club.
Yeah, that's what I think he was going with that. I'm going to take the Shockers to win.
Ooh, I like it.
Billy.
Shock the world, shock your girl.
It's just so crass.
I'm just going to keep saying it until it's ruined.
It was ruined the first time you said it.
Good.
Make a cum blast!
I'm going to take the Shockers to win also. Fuck the Bockers. Anthony?
Because we would like the Shockers to beat the Bockers, I'm going to take the Bockers to win by 4. So I'm taking the Bockers to cover.
You're a fucking penis.
Because the Shockers winning would help us, and you 2 people just predict them to win, so it's not going to happen.
Okay.
True.
Fair enough.
And then the 1 o'clock game, I won't be here. Castaways at Goons.
Good. Get the hell out. We
What's
need
the
you.
spread?
Oh, boy. What's the spread, Ant?
7.5.
I'll start. I'm going to take the Goons.
Billy?
I think we win, but I think the Goons cover.
Schmeh.
Come on, can I adjust that? That's too high. 6.5.
Whoa.
6.5.
Oh, they were
6.5. 6.5.
7.5.
All right,
What was the
7.5.
spread last night against the Phlegm?
6.5.
5.5.
5.5.
5.5.
Oh, oof.
Well, we
All
knew.
right,
We're missing a couple guys. I just remembered.
I'm taking the Goons to cover in my
All right,
absence.
7.5. Guess what? I'm taking the Castaways in a blowout now. Blowout.
And Double A's behind the plate, and you're like, oh, maybe
I will pick the Castaways too.
Oh.
Castaways -7.5.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Wait, is it
Cobby.
6.5 or 7.5?
7.5.
Goons.
Goons. Yeah, so I'm not going to be here, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
but,
Ricky's not going to be here, so the trains are going to come off the track.
the
trains
No,
are-
I
the
don't fucking
trains,
keep that thing off the
plural.
track. We have multiple trains on multiple tracks.
Yeah, you have a lot of fat tracks there.
I'm
can't
hoping
tell
that
which way the
AJ
train's
Canada
going.
comes back and plays softball with his friends again.
Yeah, well, Double
Why,
A
he
didn't tell you
quit?
a lot of things.
No, he's just been working nights, and we've been playing a lot of night games, so I'm hoping that he's here on Sunday because he would help both in the outfield and in the lineup. So,
And in the locker room, perhaps?
and he's a locker. He's a glue guy, and he'll get fired up, and it gets me fired up.
And he's a Devils fan.
Blow him already, Jesus.
What?
So just blow him already, Rick.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Jesus.
I have blown him several times, and I would do it
And
again.
everyone on the Goons has
I
been in
kissed
Rick's
him at the
mouth.
Rock once. We watched a Rangers Devils game. It was romantic.
Cum blast!
Exactly what happened at the Devils game.
That's disgusting. There's children that listen to this.
I don't care.
Yeah, there's probably not.
I hope there's not.
Actually, I don't think anyone listens to this anymore.
There's like 20. We get like 20 views every week.
Yeah, 6 of them are Billy Trot.
How many we got on the last one, Bill, that you posted the other day?
It was
It was
like,
posted
It would be nice if
yesterday.
Trotter would post them the day of, not 2
Well,
weeks
listen,
late.
He's a busy guy, you know.
I'll
Yeah, you
post
know,
this one tonight.
You're
don't worry.
slacking. You're
I-
slacking. You need to get your head out of your
Wait,
ass.
when did you post the last one?
Tuesday, like this past
Tuesday?
Yeah, that one was bad.
You might be overflooding them with too much material. Though.
Yeah, I know.
Billy's mood at 4:45 on a Thursday when the breezy servers crash suddenly. The problem isn't solved, but it's temporarily evaded. Because of visions.
The
Okay,
Russians have all our social security numbers, but it's fine.
they probably already had
Yeah,
it.
they had him anyway.
They can take any money I don't
Yeah,
have.
they can have. I don't have much anyway, so they can have it.
Jokes on them.
Yeah, can't steal what I don't have.
Oh God. Okay, so Billy's gonna post this post haste, not be a jerk. So let's someone pull up the app. Let's get a look at the standings now. We're pretty much at the midway point, or just
that,
past it.
past it.
Well, you guys have played 14 games. Everybody else is kind of at the midway point.
11, but who's counting?
So
Not
if
Ricky.
here on July 11th, if the season ended today, let's look at how the playoffs would shape up now, starting with the round robin. Who would finish 4, 5, 6, respectively?
Castaways 4, Bockers 5, Bush Leaguers 6.
Oh, that won't stand up.
The Bockers only played 8 games.
So wait, so who's on the outside looking in? The Goons, the Phlegm, and the
The
Shockers?
Shockers have 3 wins.
To be fair, the Shockers are the only ones that are actually looking in. The Goons and the Phlegm are probably
That's a fact.
playing golf at this point.
I'd like to play golf. Who wants to play?
Oh, you want to go mini golfing?
No, I don't mini golf.
No,
You call that a dick?
I'm big boy golf.
I'm bad at that.
I have you demoralized me, and now I don't even want to talk.
Yeah, good.
Wah.
Less Ricky, more Bobby.
My girlfriend just texted me, "Are you kidnapped?" with a picture of like my location. No, I'm not kidnapped. I'm doing the podcast. I'm not in the middle of Jamaica Bay.
Just
like it
tell her
shows.
that.
Everything is awesome.
You're part of a team here.
Got taken by Somali Boat Pirates,
Everything is awesome.
led by Gary Boat Club.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that again.
Gary Boat Club.
This
He
is Gary Boat Club.
He broke Ricky's heart with the hard line drive. Everything is awesome.
I'm actually happy Ricky's not here. If Ricky was here Sunday, he'd probably cry.
Why?
Because he has a small penis.
That's not why I would cry.
That's why he's not going to be here Sunday.
True.
Cool story.
Okay.
Bro.
So I lost my train of thought. So 4, 5, 6 right now would be Castaways, Bockers, Bush Leaguers.
Yes, but we have played the most games. So
Okay,
it's
but
kind
who
of-
cares? I'm not interested in that. Just right now.
Yes,
Correct.
So who would win that 6-5 matchup? Bush Leaguers, Bockers.
Bush Leaguers,
Who would win that 4-5 matchup?
Castaways.
Yes.
Strong words from a strong man,
Captain.
Captain Insano. Now the Bush Leaguers are gonna get out of that round
This is
robin.
the year we get out of the round robin.
Are you gonna really get palm tree tattoos on your asses if you get out of the round robin?
No,
No, that was.
Oh, thank God.
that was if we win a championship.
Okay,
which will
that's
never
fair.
happen. So.
Hey.
Stranger things have happened.
As long as Bob doesn't retire until he's 87, so in 2 years, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, he might be 89 already. So
I said
yeah,
87
but
though.
he's
so.
a timeless wonder.
he is timeless.
Guy runs like 5 miles every day, like it's nothing.
Oh God, Bob, we love him.
And he's a great chiropractor. Apparently.
So what would be the top 3 if it ended now? Is it Sharks, Bombers, Corp, or Sharks?
Bombers, Corp, Sharks.
Yes.
Really?
Corp
Yeah.
only have 1 loss.
The Bombers are in first place right now?
They won. They've played 11 games. They're 9-2.
Is that strange?
That's strange to me.
Is it?
No one comes to their games. How did this keep happening?
Because they find a way to win.
Grind it out.
Defense.
100%. 110%. Fuck.
Down and hard. Shit.
Damn it.
They're just crafty and
They're savvy vets.
Listen, the pitcher.
They got a winning mentality.
Great
That's all it
pitcher.
takes.
Culture. It's all culture.
Yep, it's culture.
they know how to win.
Who'd they lose to? The Corp and the Sharks?
And the Goons.
They lose to the Goons, I will not slap you.
They used to lose the Young Guns once a year. The Young Guns weren't actually a good team, though.
Well, the Young Guns are dead. Sorry.
Oh,
Now they're worm food.
pour one out
No,
for the Guns.
don't do it.
I love this music. By the way.
I wouldn't waste alcohol.
That's
on
my
that.
favorite sad music.
I wouldn't waste alcohol on another team that couldn't get out of the round robin.
True.
Hey, facts are facts. They
They're
never
just-
did.
They're just like the Castaways.
It's all right. Ricky doesn't have to worry about the round robin anymore.
Oh.
If we get out of the round robin this year, will you say that the Castaways are better than the Young Guns?
You're gonna have to worry about a roundhouse kick to your fucking temple, you prick.
That
if
was
you
a
keep this
question.
up.
By my temple, you mean my kneecap? 'Cause
Yes.
you can't reach that.
That was an
up.
honest question.
I'm like the bagel guy from Bayshore. Well, I admit the Castaways are better than the Young Guns.
If we got out of the round robin.
Nah, it's a different league.
You're wrong.
Man.
You don't have to deal with the yikes of the Bockers. Well, you have to deal with the Bockers.
Bush Leaguers are
The
good
Bush
too.
is just as good, yeah.
Me. I'll never admit that you're better than the Young Guns. I never will.
Okay. That's fine. I just had a question.
He seems
I think we're
upset.
pretty even. We're
I don't-
pretty much the Young Guns 2.0.
Yeah, we have Bob, so we're better.
All right. First of all, no, we're not getting into this conversation.
Yeah,
We're
we
not-
are.
Let's
Yeah,
have this
let's go.
conversation. You
because
get really
when
upset, come on.
because when Alex left and started this whole restructuring of the league,
Yes.
I was trying to do what Anthony did. I was trying to get Bob. I was trying to get Joe. I was trying to get all the yikes that still wanted to play, and for some reason they didn't want to do that, and then they just did it anyway.
Not all of them. Only 2 guys.
Joe, Espo, Rusty,
Rusty doesn't
fucking
play.
Bob, Mike, all the guys that I texted were like, nah.
I think they just didn't.
And then
wanna-
Anthony texted them, and it's like, all right, yeah, we'll play.
I think they
Maybe
just
they
didn't
don't
want to
like
play with you.
Maybe I had a better sales pitch.
Bullshit.
You're
Maybe
a teacher, not a salesman.
we need to take another look.
I have no crying sound effects.
I'm sorry.
Ricky
It
tried
all
to sell him
comes
on
out.
his kids getting A's.
I could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves.
I can sell snow to an Eskimo.
You say a ketchup popsicle?
You never saw Tommy Boy?
Yeah, but
He reacted like the actor in the movie. Ketchup popsicle?
I'm sorry, Rick.
First of all, there's like mayonnaise ice cream now, so a ketchup popsicle is not out of the
that's
ordinary.
one- disgusting.
You'll eat that because
I
you're a
wouldn't
fucking
eat it.
weirdo.
I'm just pointing out that it exists.
I like mint mousse tracks and mayo.
I love mint mousse tracks.
No, I like Miracle Whip.
First of all,
yeah,
I
you
love
get the
Miracle
fuck
Whip.
out.
Have you ever eaten Miracle Whip?
It's disgusting.
Have you ever eaten it?
Not on purpose.
Have you ever eaten Miracle Whip on a sandwich?
Yeah, it's gross.
I could tell you're lying through your fucking teeth. I've never
I
had
might have been on a sandwich that I ate from a place before, and I didn't
No,
know.
no, no.
but-
No one does it.
Miracle Whip is disgusting.
It's You've had it?
Yeah.
I think you're lying too.
It's too sweet.
I don't think you've ever eaten it.
I will
It
eat
is.
your ass.
It is very vinegary.
It's fantastic.
No.
My cousin Michael used to take it, put it on 2 slices of bread, and just eat a Miracle Whip sandwich,
Well, your cousin Michael's a fucking weirdo.
and it's delicious. It was a staple in my household, and I like mayo too.
Hey,
But don't fucking hate on Miracle Whip. I hate that. Most people don't even eat it.
It's a salad dressing.
That's why it's fucking ritzy and
so
classy.
is mayo.
That doesn't make it better.
It does.
It doesn't say
I
it
don't
on the
hate.
jar.
I don't hate Miracle Whip.
And I would never put it on a salad. What kind of freak puts Miracle Whip on a salad?
The same freak who puts it on a sandwich.
No.
You know what? Billy's actually right.
I guess
here.
you could put it on like macaroni salad. It's like the same thing.
My father used to make chicken salad
You know
with
what?
Miracle Whip all the
I'd
time.
like to try it.
It's fantastic.
All right, make your dad make some Miracle Whip.
He's making it. He's making it.
When?
Okay.
As soon as I tell him. You can tell him. We'll talk. We'll talk about it. We'll
I
talk.
don't want to talk to you.
We'll talk.
I do it Sunday.
Okay, I'll tell him.
Yeah, you won't be here.
I'm not going to be here.
Chicken
All
salad.
right. So
bites.
what
Get
were
me
you?
all fucking fired up about Miracle Whip.
Miracle
So
chicken salad. How
you're
you doing?
picking. I picked the Castaways.
Well,
you
hold
picked
on.
the Bush Leaguers.
Yeah,
Get out
but-
of the round robin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's
that's
go
right,
around the
that's what
table.
we were
Who's picking who?
Who gets out of that round? Like if it ended today, who gets out of that round robin? Bush Leaguers, Bockers, then the winner plays the Castaways.
Castaways.
Cobby.
Castaways.
You guys are all bitches because Anthony's sitting here.
Why are you gonna ask me?
Okay.
I gotta rep my
I'm taking the
boys.
Bush
What the
Leaguers to
fuck?
get out of there.
You know what? I hope the Bockers get out of there and we're all
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm biased. I'm repping my boys.
Maybe they will.
No, probably not.
I'd say the Bush Leaguers are probably the favorite to get out of it. I think that's fair. They've done it before. Their full team
Favorite
is
to get out of
pretty.
rehab.
Easy, Zachary.
That's a nice drop. I like that.
Although, Timmy Fleimer was nice enough when I thought we were doing these ratings. He sent me his what he thinks his playoff lineup will be. I mean, if they're all there, they're gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same team we played last year, pretty much, with the new outfielder.
Which is Steve Orr.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's a leadoff.
He is
hitter.
good.
If Nouse pitches the way he pitched last night in the round robin,
That's the thing. Is he gonna?
He's got to rise to the occasion.
if he has it that night, I think we could win. If he pitches not like that, I think the Bush Leaguers will win.
I like our defense on paper. Our number one defense, I think, is up there with the top 3 other defenses.
Okay, so let's say that the Castaways get out of this fictional round robin that we've created. Now, they would play the Bombers. Who wins that series, and how long does it go?
Bombers in 2.
Yeah.
Zach?
Wait, say it again. I was
He was dreaming about his couch.
Bombers Castaways in the playoffs. How far does it go?
I think the Corp are going to finish in
the
first. though.
Bombers. I would assume the Bombers are going to win. That would be my
In
take
2
on
or
it.
3?
I'm gonna have to go with 2. So.
Cobb?
I'd go Bombers in 3.
Greg?
Bombers in 3.
William?
Bombers in 2.
Bombers in 2. And then Corp Sharks.
Mother of God.
This is fucking Golden State Warriors, Cavs written all over. It's going to be another Corp fucking Bomber final.
I would say the Heat, not the Cavs.
I think the Sharks are going to make the championship. This
I would
year.
take the Sharks too.
I think so.
If their whole team is there.
Yeah,
yes.
I like the Corp.
Cobby?
Going Sharks.
Will?
Sharks.
I gotta,
Yeah, I
I,
mean-
gotta bet on Craig against God. I'm sorry, it's just how it's gonna go.
So if it ended up being Sharks Bombers,
Like it happens every year.
well, shut up, Bill, but not every year.
Almost every year.
I'm taking the Sharks this year.
Ooh, and Greg's doing the little shark sign. Zach?
I think it's the Corp's year.
Well,
Not Alex's year, I'll tell you that much.
That wasn't the question.
I thought we had the Corp eliminated.
Well,
Oh,
I
you didn't.
I did not.
Oh, so Zach says the Corp take it. Cobb's giving me a shark fin. Bill? Just to play devil's advocate, I'm going with this.
Can't bet against the Bombers on Sunday. But
Bombers win again.
Yeah, that applies when they play the Corp.
In 3, because obviously the Sharks win on Friday and the Bombers win 2 on Sunday.
No, the Bombers just are so like their lineup's just so banged up right now.
But
It's-
they'll be there when it matters, except for Anthony, who can't play. But
yeah, and that's
doesn't matter. He played probably just as many games. as
Mike
anyone else.
Johnson. I like him a lot, but he hasn't been Anthony at shortstop this year.
No.
He's made some pretty bad plays.
Those
in
are
the
big
field.
shoes to fill, though.
I agree, but I'm just saying.
literally and figuratively.
Shut up.
I'm just saying that if the Sharks have their whole team, I think they have a shot to beat the Bombers. A good shot.
So if right now it is Bombers, Corp, Sharks, Castaways, Bockers, Bush Leaguers, does any of that change between now and the round robin?
Like the standings?
Standings.
I think the Corp are going to finish in first.
Okay.
I think the Bombers will finish in second. I think the Sharks will finish in third. I think we'll hold on to fourth. It won't be pretty, but I think we'll hold on to it. I think the Bush Leaguers will jump the Bockers to fifth, and I think the Bockers will come in sixth.
Not the Shockers.
No, the Shockers. I think the Shockers will keep it close, but I think
Yeah,
they'll.
I think they'll be knocking on the door.
I think they'll be knocking on the door, but I just don't. I think they're another year away. I think they're one more year away from maybe making a little noise next year.
Okay. Fair. Anybody disagree with that?
I just think the Goons coming last.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
When's that game? When's the last place game?
I think it's the 22nd.
29th?
Maybe that one.
Yeah,
That's for you, Greg.
If the season ended right now, AJ owes me $100 too.
Hey, yo.
The season isn't ending right now.
$100.
What?
Why was he only $100?
Because we bet that the Goons would have a better record than the Flems, and they have the same.
This is
record.
going to be AJ when he owes you $100.
I think he was 120.
No, it doesn't matter. Just wins. No tiebreaker.
Goons Phlegm is Friday, July 19th.
No, what did I say? The 20th?
That's next
Can
Friday.
the Flem please
Next
just
Friday.
show up to that game to win and not?
That's a pretty good night. You got Bush Leaguers, Castaways, Phlegm's Goons. That's
a big night.
pretty
That's
good- pretty good
that's
night of
basically
softball.
rivalry night.
Sounds like a
It is
night we'll be
rivalry
drinking
night.
that.
What are we
Sounds
doing?
like a night we'll be
Let's do
drinking
something.
that.
We
Let's
can do,
drink. Let's drink here.
40s night?
Next Friday, yeah.
Let's do Friday night Tecates.
Let's do light bulbs.
No, Tecate
Ooh, a
Day.
little light bulb night.
Nah, Takatis.
Let's Tecater day.
Yeah, but we don't play softball on Saturday.
Yeah, but that's why it's reserved for like the beach the
It's
next
actually, isn't it Penis Friday?
Well, the day after that's the ladies' 50th or 75th gala.
Ricky and Double A want to know about Penis Friday.
I thought every day is penis day.
No, Penis Fridays.
Isn't it Schlong Sunday?
And Schlong Sundays.
When's the 55th? When's the raffle party?
I think that's the
You know
19th.
when that is?
I think that is the 19th.
That's the 19th?
Or is it the 20th?
What the Goons
20th?
finish? Dead last? Yeah, they had a good season though.
So the 20th is the LAMC gala, which I did buy tickets for.
What the hell is that?
So I think my family's coming. The 75th anniversary of the LAMC.
You have to buy tickets to that?
Yeah, you have to buy tickets.
Apparently, yeah.
What the hell is?
You can't just buy them at the door?
Yeah, you think they're gonna turn away money?
No.
What is the ticket like? Is it
I
drinks?
I went over to Jeanette Mulholland's house and I gave her $100.
And how many tickets did you get? 1?
2.
3?
2.
Can we haggle?
No. Well, you could try. So yeah, that's that'll be good next Friday. A little rivalry night.
Sure.
But a lot of good games on the docket for maybe not tomorrow. Goons are playing.
Goons are gonna get smoked.
Bush League or Shocker should be a good game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think that will be a good game.
And then Sunday, Flem Corp, Shockers, Bockers, Castaways, Goons. I hope it all works out for the Goons that day. 'Cause, sadly,
Hey, the Castaways do look banged up on paper.
when you have to go to New Jersey on a Sunday in the summer for a wedding.
You could just
Married
not
on
go.
a Sunday.
First of all, yeah, who gets married on a Sunday, a Friday, a Thursday?
I'm not gonna say.
Friday's not
I'm
bad.
gonna
Sunday,
say-
people gotta go
it's-
to work the next
it doesn't
day.
matter,
I mean,
it's
that's fucking
ridiculous.
retarded.
Saturdays are for weddings.
Just say that it's cheaper to get married on Sunday.
Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking buck up and shut up.
It's cheaper to get married, but you still come correct with the right gift, right?
Are there
Or you do a little less for the inconvenience.
Yeah, you can't go crazy. I mean,
I don't know what Kelly's paying for.
I'm Ricky.
Her wedding, her paying.
Sugar mama.
Anyway,
when do you guys have that double date wedding?
Sugar mama.
who's having a double date wedding?
You
You
two.
and Al.
Oh, that's Gin Day.
All right.
Woof.
Good luck.
Thank God I'm missing it this year.
That's
Yeah,
a family
I'm,
wedding.
I'm sad. we're
Wait,
missing
thank
the
God
name.
You're missing Gin Day also?
I'm so upset about it.
Wait, who's missing it?
Me, Anthony,
I
Billy.
am.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna
That's
go.
also the fluke tournament. I think it's also Catholic Club night at the races that night.
Fuck!
I know. I wanted to go on the
What?
food forum
Where'd
this
you
year
go?
too.
Fucking engagement party for a wedding that's in 2 goddamn years.
In Hoboken, probably, right?
Probably somewhere in Jersey.
Hoboken, more like below Boken.
True.
Got him. Where is it?
All right, let's wrap this up. We're rambling.
Okay,
now.
wrap it up. We hope to see everybody tomorrow night at the field. Some good games. Sunday as well. I won't be here, but feel free to show up anyway. I don't run the show. Listen, this has been Sundays for the Men. I want to thank Anthony for being here as always.
Thank you.
I want to thank
I'm-
Zach for becoming a regular.
You got it.
I want to thank Cobby for picking up the food today.
You're welcome.
I want to thank Big Daddy Greg for having a baby dick.
Fair. And Mike Burns and Vinny Espo get well soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to thank Billy Trotter for being a friend to all.
Hey, Rick,
Yes, of
I want to
course.
thank you.
And a quiff.
It's only right
I dig that.
that this takes us out tonight, Bill. Roxbury, greatest place on earth.